reactivity, recovery speed. Are these things you know about? If you have a mid to higher range metal detector, you probably have the ability to change these settings on your machine. It can lead to a lot more treasure in very trashy areas. Let me show you how. Recovery speed and reactivity is your metal detector's ability to separate individual targets. So the higher the reactivity or recovery speed, the faster the metal detector can identify different targets. This is extremely important if you are in areas that are very trashy, because it will take one big large sounding blob of sounds and break it up into individual different targets for you. One thing I see a lot of metal detectors getting hung up on is how deep can my detector go? It doesn't matter how deep your detector can go if there's a ton of targets. If you have a 10-inch deep silver coin and there's 33 nails above it, you'll never hear that coin no matter what, unless you dig all those nails out. And we know how much fun that is. So in very trashy areas, it's better to have more separation with a higher reactivity or recovery speed. That way you'll at least find something. If you're in an area with very few targets and you think there might be some deeper targets out there, that's when you're gonna wanna reduce your recovery or reactivity, because the lower that number, the deeper you're gonna go. But remember, you're gonna lose separation. Let me show you some examples of how this works. We'll be doing an air test, and then we'll just actually go to an area that's very trashy so I can show you what it sounds like in real life. All right, let's do it. Right here we have a beaver tail pull tab, ring pull, whatever you want to call it, a silver quarter, and a normal style pull tab. This is a recovery speed of 2. Separation's pretty low on this. So just at a normal style, kind of slower swing, this is what you're gonna hear. Now let's take the reactivity up to 5, which is max, and see what it sounds like. You can hear 3 separate targets now. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So we're in between these 2 pull tabs and we're still picking out that quarter just enough to be interesting. And you can swing a little bit faster now too. And I'm still hearing that high pitch. I would dig that. I'd hear it. So back to 2, just so you can hear the difference. Back to 5. Pretty nuts, huh? All right, let's try it with some silver coins now. Let's start with a reactivity of 2. See how it's kind of canceling that out? It's kind of a jumbled sound. You're getting a little bit, if you went real slow, then you'll get it, but I don't swing this slow very often. We're setting it up to 5 now. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You can hear it clearly. Hear that? Now watch, let's set it back to 2. It can't separate those targets. All right, let's just do a little bit of metal detecting in real life now with these settings. I happen to be at a spot that does have quite a bit of trash on it, a lot of nails. Separation is very important at this spot. I've been here a lot and I find cool stuff every time I come here, and I've found even more stuff when I started to increase my reactivity to get past all those nails and little pieces of aluminum and trash that were in the ground. Check it out. All right, here comes the real life trial. All right, this sounds like a consistent enough target to check out. In fact, we're getting a pretty good all-around noise from this. Let's see what it is. Don't get excited, it's probably nothing great, but we're gonna check it. Still there. Just a little tiny piece of lead. But the key is we were able to bring that target out of all of this trash. So even though it's not something awesome, it could have been. Well, there's a pretty obvious target. There's just so much stuff out here. So we'll try this one. This is probably nothing great. Maybe a shotgun shell, something like that. Could even be a pull tab. Well, pretty deep. It's a little better than I thought. It's probably a shotgun shell. That's okay. Be cool if it was a button. Yep. What do we have here? I believe that's part of an old button. It's got the shank, some kind of funky button, but probably for overalls or something. Definitely a little older. So I believe if my reactivity wasn't set the way it is, I probably would have missed that because it was pretty obvious, but I'm telling you, with the amount of trash in this area, that reactivity will make these targets pop that you've missed. So reactivity and recovery speed, I hope I was able to demonstrate that properly. Now I'm gonna challenge you to go to some of your old favorite spots, turn up your reactivity and see if you find some more things that you might have missed, because that's what happened to me. Thanks for checking this out. If you have questions, please leave them down in the comments. I'll try to get to them as quick as I can. Also, we got conxatex.com, baby. If you need to get a machine that does have reactivity and recovery settings, I promise it will make your metal detecting experience better and you will find more treasure. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon.